VonAllen Sports.
Not just VonAllen Sports, this is Mental MMA on VonAllen Sports. Welcome to the UFC 268 pre-show. I'm Jason Allen, host of Mental MMA on VonAllen Sports. We're going to have Roman and Æron on board with us too. We're going to talk about all the fights going on tonight. We're going to talk about the main card. And don't forget, right now, about to start the last two prelims of the night. Bobby Green, Ecamm. Alex Pereira is going to make his debut. If you don't know Alex Pereira, he's the only guy to beat Israel Adesanya. He knocked him out in kickboxing before Israel Adesanya joined MMA and the UFC. And now the UFC just brought in Alex to bring him into the middleweight division in the UFC to see if he can do the same thing to Israel Adesanya in MMA. And those are coming up right now.
Awesome.
What do you guys think about that, guys?
Awesome. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Ecamm, yeah. When was his last fight before this?
He's been off for a long time. You know, he's not even a full-time fighter anymore. He's a real estate agent that fights sometimes. When he fought, when Khabib Nurmagomedov won his belt, that was actually a vacant belt. So Khabib is not a linear champion. He did not beat the man to become the man. He won a vacant belt from a guy in Ecamm who was barely ranked number 10 at the time. And he only came in because it was a short notice fight. So Ecamm is ranked number 10. He's never been a champion. He didn't have the belt. He comes in off the couch, and he's been doing real estate, and he hasn't even been a fighter that much. They come in, they fight all the way to the final bell, and Ecamm still looks as pretty as when he walked in the cage. I wouldn't say pretty because Al isn't a pretty guy, as you can see right now if you're watching the fights. But he came in looking the same as he did when he left. And that gave Khabib the belt. And that's, to me, that is one of the cheapest ways anyone has ever gotten a belt in the UFC, in my opinion, in any division.
Okay, speaking of Khabib, earlier in the prelims, I heard Joe Rogan call Khabib the GOAT.
Oh, did he say that?
Joe's on the hype train. Joe's always on the hype train.
I've heard him say that about Mighty Mouse.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Mighty Mouse deserved it more than Khabib did, in my opinion, because Mighty Mouse, even though his competition wasn't that great, he didn't have the type of resume that a lot of other champs had. He was just so good above everyone in his division that it made him look bad. But after he left, of course, everybody has a chance to become the belt. No one's held the belt more than, I think, 2 defenses since then. So, yeah, I can understand why he would say that a little bit about Mighty Mouse more than Khabib. But Khabib, remember, he had a padded record all the way up until his last 4 fights in the UFC. I mean, his first 19 fights were name someone. The first fight he ever did in the UFC was Gleison Tibau. And guess what? Gleison Tibau actually should have beat him on the scorecards. Gleison out-wrestled Khabib. If you want to know the truth about Khabib, watch that fight, his first UFC fight with Gleison Tibau.
But like you said, Khabib got his belt off of the guy who's in the prelims right now.
And as you say, a part-time fighter, he has a whole other job. This is not even his full-time thing.
Oh, and here we go. So right now we're starting the fight with Ecamm and Bobby Green. Guess who the referee is? Mark Not So Goddard, the guy who ripped off Colby Covington in the first fight with Kamaru Usman, who gave him all those breaks from all those fake eye shots and crotch shots and things like that. It didn't actually happen. He's a terrible ref, and he stopped it early with 40 seconds left when Colby was up on the scorecards.
Jason, did Colby make sure that he wasn't going to be the ref for their fight tonight?
I'm not sure he said he wasn't going to, but it's kind of bothers me that he's even there in the building right now. But we do have 2 good referees in the house tonight. We have Dan Mergliata, who is usually good, and then we have Mike Beltran, who's pretty much just has a pristine record in refereeing. I think Mike Beltran is the best guy in the cage tonight as for reffing. I think Dan Mergliata is a close second. Actually, Dan Mergliata was one of my favorite refs until he let Herb Dean sell him on a fake no contest a few weeks ago. And that really bothered me about Dan. But other than that, I think Dan's a great referee.
Herb Dean, he's the GOAT of referees.
Herb Dean is the worst referee in the entire MMA world.
Why don't you like him, Jason? I think he's good.
Herb Dean has a reputation. Herb Dean has a reputation for being good from back in the day. The last 4 or 5 years, all he does 1 or 2 things. He'll ruin a fight by either stopping it too early when it shouldn't be stopped, or he'll go the other way around and let somebody die in the octagon. He lost his edge. He's not the same as before. He lets guys get away with way too much. Guys can do eye pokes and keep their fingers out like this, he can warn him 20 times, and he'll still end up losing or not even giving taking a point from anyone. Someone can do 3 crotch shots in a row, he still won't take a point. The guy just lets people cheat all the time. He does too many warnings. He's just not a good ref anymore. Herb Dean is. If I was a fighter in a cage, I'd be afraid he was going to botch my fight somehow. I'd be afraid he'd either make me lose sooner than I should, or if I got the other guy beat, he wouldn't stop it. I'd have to beat him twice just to win the first. So yeah, Herb Dean's not even in the top 5 of refs at least in the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So and of course they're in New York tonight, but.
The other day, you mentioned that you think the ref, as far as like taking points for like low blows and that, you think it should be more strict. In fact, there was
I think it should be more strict because they know the rules.
Blow, yeah, he took a point after just the first low blow, and most people were disagreeing with that. But you actually agree with that, huh?
I agree with that. Not only that, but guys are grabbing the fence to prevent a takedown. When you hold on to the fence to keep yourself from going down, you change the course of the fight by preventing that takedown, which could have. If they got you down, that could win them the round, because sometimes the rounds are really close and that one takedown could be the difference. Or if they take you down and they're a ground and pound fighter like a Frankie Edgar or someone, or a Tito Ortiz, then they could use that as a way to start the ending of the fight, and they could have beat you with that. But when you save that takedown by holding on to the fence, you change the whole fight. To me, that's cheating, and they know the exact rules, and they should have a point taken when they do that. And look at this. Bobby Green just TKO'd Ally Quinta.
Jesus. Yep.
So Bobby Green, I mean, he's a good fighter. I respect Bobby Green as a fighter, but to be honest, he's a nobody in the big picture, right? But he's a great fighter. He's a nobody. He just beat Ally Quinta. Now Ally Quinta is the guy that Khabib got his big championship from.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, and they're calling him the GOAT, and he only has 3 title defenses after that.
3 title defenses. How many does GSP have? How many does GSP have? How many does Silva have? How many does Jones have? How many does DJ have? That's 4 guys just in the UFC alone. Just the UFC promotion alone have more title defenses than Khabib does.
Yep.
Oh, don't forget Ronda Rousey. Don't forget Amanda Nunes. Don't forget Joanna Champion. That's 7 fighters in the UFC right now with more title defenses than Khabib.
Yeah, and I don't think he's even in the discussion. I think he might be 15th, 20th,
No.
if even that.
Let me welcome everybody here. Thomas Allen, Felicia, Allen, Angel, Iliev, Nightwalker, what's up? Nightwalker's, this is the middle of the night for him. He's in Germany.
That's why he's Nightwalker.
Middle of the night. Yeah, exactly.
That's why he's Nightwalker.
Nefertiti, of course, is moderating. Thomas Allen.
Wait. We have an Egyptian queen tomb person in here right now?
Oh, yeah. She's been revived. Brian Magnum, and I always say this. Brian Magnum would be my porn name. Tyree Vaughn, what's up, man? He's got 2 different accounts. He's always back and forth. John Thomas Chavez, what's up, man? Nightly Sinister. Jason, Nightly Sinister is Kevin Stratton.
Oh, Kevin, what's up, man?
And he joined the other day.
Yeah, Kevin. Hey, thanks for leaving a comment on our website for our film, man. I appreciate that. Makes us look good.
Jason Nightwalker said, exactly.
Oh, on what? The
said
name?
That's why he's called the Nightwalker.
Yeah. So, yeah, here we go. Ally Quinta, the guy that Khabib got his big championship from, just lost to an unranked Bobby Green. But to be real about it, Bobby Green is not an easy fight for anybody, because no one can put him away. He's really tough, and he just comes out just slamming fists. I mean, he could on any given night he could possibly beat anyone, even in the top 5, if he's on the right night. Are we gonna this show? We can go. I'll go. We gonna this show or not? We gonna
I couldn't help it. You said slamming fists. Okay, we better warn everybody. All right, when we get together, our IQ drops. Okay, straighten out. It's not gonna work. So much different when I'm on my own, you know. But just I can be so much more serious. But since this fight is over, let's just recap what Barnett did.
Oh,
the spinning
yes,
roundhouse kick to the head. This guy is what, 265 probably?
Yeah.
Is that what I missed?
But he
over here, Aaron?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. He probably cut weight to get to the limit to super. So he's probably more than that tonight.
He's probably a super heavyweight. But
yeah,
dude, that kick, the form I mean, we did martial arts, remember? Form was everything. You even got points for form and stuff like that. The form was perfect. This guy is fat, like really fat. And then in celebration, he does a front flip in the ring. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a fat guy move like this.
He's 5'9" and weighs that much. But yeah, he does a front flip on his butt and lands it just right, just the way he wanted to. But yeah, that kick, that was a spinning heel hook, and that was really nice. That was a good kick.
So talking about the main card now, who are you going for on the Justin, Casey, and Michael Chandler?
Oh man, I'm on the Michael Chandler train all the way. I'm not saying he's going to win, but I'm going to say that I really hope he wins. But see, Michael Chandler is a guy, he's a style fighter. If he fights the right style, he can end you really quickly and easily. If he fights the wrong style, it can be a tough night for him and he can get caught. So Michael Chandler is kind of a weird fighter that way. I mean, he in Bellator, he was really good. He was I think he's a 3-time champion over there, and he would beat everyone. But then when he fought Patricio Pitbull, he would lose to him sometimes. And Patricio's smaller than he is because the styles just didn't work out for Michael. But I believe, in my opinion, I've been saying this for years. I said if Michael Chandler has the style to beat Khabib, because Khabib cannot do anything to Michael that Michael can't do better. And the problem I have with that is a couple years ago, I said, if Michael Chandler ever comes to the UFC, I said, Khabib is either going to welterweight or he's going to quit. Michael Chandler got signed to the UFC last year. Who quit? Khabib did. He ran. I'm telling you guys, Michael Chandler was the style that was going to beat Khabib. I don't care what anyone says. Just they can say, oh, Michael Chandler couldn't even beat Pitbull. Well, yeah, he did beat Pitbull. It's just Pitbull beat him back. They had a rivalry back and forth. Oh, Michael Chandler got beat by Charles Oliveira. Well, guess Oliveira just beat the crap out of everybody. And Oliveira is a great fighter. And besides that, his style did not match up with Michael. I believe Michael matched up with Khabib. And I think a lot of people, other people might agree with that, and some people may not. But, you know, it's an opinion thing, I guess.
Yes. Æron.
Yeah. Are you sure they died? I just turned your noise canceling on.
That's what it is. You there, Jason?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
I can still hear you. Yeah, I just can't hear you then, Æron, with the noise canceling. Because you're not coming through here. There you go.
How about now, Roman?
Yeah, that's better. Way
Okay.
better.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, Celtics Nation asked us if we would ever do boxing, and I said perhaps on a big money fight. Like
Yeah, like that
the last one.
that last fight. How awesome was that fight?
It was fantastic. It's the best boxing match I've ever seen in person, or I mean live while I was watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could probably do that.
Yeah, I don't see why this is an exciting fight like that. Why not? You know.
Well, actually, Canelo's fighting tonight.
Oh, is it tonight? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Nice. So who are you going for though in the Chandler fight? You going for Chandler?
In the Chandler fight, I am definitely going for Michael Chandler.
Yeah, I'm going
I
for
do not.
Chandler,
I used
too.
to like Justin Gaethje when he first came out.
Yeah,
he was okay.
I agree.
But
I agree.
I don't like his. I don't like him anymore. He's a great fighter to watch, though. I don't like him personally, but as a fighter,
Yeah, me either.
I'll watch him fight any day of the week. I was there when he fought Dustin Poirier in Phoenix, and it was a great fight. Justin Gaethje is actually from Arizona. He's from Safford, Arizona, which is between Phoenix and Tucson. And that's where he's from, and that's where his family still lives. But he fights out of Colorado. But yeah, I used to like Justin Gaethje, but the last 2 or 3 years I can't like him really. But I definitely am going for Michael Chandler tonight. But I'm not saying that Chandler will win because Justin Gaethje's wild, and Chandler has a problem when he fights wild fighters.
So what's your prediction? What do you think? What do you think's going to happen? Well, if you had
my prediction is one of them catches the other one, and it begins a TKO flurry. That's what I think is going to happen. I think somebody's going to catch somebody's going to be a TKO flurry. I think Justin is more reckless, and I think that's good for him. But Justin, he's hard to knock out. He really is hard to knock. He's like Homer Simpson. He just takes shots to the head and just stays alive, you know. But Michael Chandler is kind of the same thing too. He kind of swings wild, but he does it with more control. Yeah. But I don't know, Justin, when he fought Tony, man, he really showed some new stand-up skills. So I don't know.
I don't see it going to the distance either. I would say probably Justin. I would think is going to win that, probably by TKO.
Well, I definitely wouldn't put a bet against that. You know, I'd really hate to put money on either one of them.
I know it's a tough one. This is such a tough one because they're
Yeah.
both Justin Gaethje. Like I said, he's off and on too sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Eddie Alvarez knocked him out, and Eddie he's not the best, there is. But
Yeah.
I don't, if someone told me I had to bet my life on one person or the other, I would probably bet that Justin will win. But
Yeah.
I really, really want Michael to win.
I'm pretty much on the same page with you there. They're both coming off a loss, right?
No, yeah, Justin lost to Khabib, yeah.
And
Chandler lost to Oliveira.
Oliveira, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty important fight for both of them.
Mhm.
Number one contender slot, I think. So
Yeah, I think the winner of this is going to skip Dustin Poirier and immediately fight Oliveira. That's what I think.
yeah, well, Poirier's fighting Oliveira coming up, right?
Yeah, I'm really hoping Oliveira wins that fight, though. I really am going for Charles. I hope he wins.
Oh, I
that.
am too. Yeah, I kind of changed my opinion on Poirier after the last fight with the Conor breaks his leg and he's acting all arrogant afterwards. I know.
He's just been fake for several years now. He's been fake. Dustin was all right, but now, I mean, a couple of years ago, it's like this guy. He's I don't know. It's just something fake about him. I just don't like. He bugs me. Of course, he's fun to watch fight. I'll watch him fight anytime. But personally, I just don't really care about Poirier anymore.
Who you going for?
Chandler's walking in the arena right now, or actually, he probably walked in earlier, but.
Oh, I'm going for Chandler.
Chandler.
I can't stand Justin Gaethje.
Who do you think's going to win? What's your pick? If you had a pick.
Oh, Michael Chandler's going to win.
Yeah, we both think that Justin Gaethje will probably
No.
win.
I did not say that. I didn't say I
You
think
said
Justin's
if you
going
had
to
a
win.
bet.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
if
if I had to bet my life, one or the other, and someone told me to put a bet, they're going to
That's what I
behead
mean.
me.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I would have to bet on Justin, but I'm not saying he's going to win because
I got you.
Michael could win. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about the Shane second fight up? Is what, Shane Borgos?
Oh, yeah, and Billy Quarantillo, that's going to be a good one, too. I think Billy's going to win that one. I think he's a little more skilled. But Shane, he comes game, too, man. They're both really good, and they're built the same. They have pretty much the same. They have a similar style, but Billy is better on the ground and stand up both. I think it's going to be good. I think if Shane wins, it's going to have to be by a spectacular one-punch knockout. He's just not going to beat Billy. He's not going to beat him round after round. That's not going to happen. He's going to have to catch Billy with something. That's the way he'll win. And Shane can do that because he's crazy. But I think skill-wise, Billy will be the one. If it goes anywhere past the second round, Billy will win.
Yeah, I think Billy's going to win this one. I'm going for him on this.
I am too. Yeah. Well, I like Shane too. I mean, they're both good guys.
Cool.
But I think Billy's got the toolbox.
They're pretty evenly matched up. Look at all their stats and everything. They're very close. It's a tough one. It's gonna be close.
Welcome Celtics Nation and Odson Mate. Actually, Odson Mate's profile picture, I think it's pretty small, but I think it's Rose. And I remember him mentioning her before. I think he's a fan of hers. A big fan.
Who's Ro?
Rose.
Oh, Rose namajunas. Okay,
Yes.
Cool.
Namajunas.
Awesome. With Rose with or without hair?
I prefer her with hair.
Yeah, I prefer her with the hair.
She's a better fighter without the hair. But yeah, I think she looks a lot better with the hair like she used to back in the day. But of course, she's got this mental thing going on and it's working for her, man. And her boyfriend coach, Pat Barry.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, he is crazy. He basically invented the leg kick in MMA. I mean, he made it. When everybody's kicking each other's legs these days, he's the one that really got that to become big. If someone gets a chance when they're not looking at our show right now, later on, go look up the Pat Barry highlight video. You'll see what kind of guy he is. And he's not
fighting anymore though, is he?
No, he fought. Last time he fought in the UFC was against Chick Congo. But
Yeah,
he was a pride fighter. He was a K1 kickboxer. But yeah, Pat Barry's awesome. He and Mikhail Krolkop used to tour together. Like when they'd go to fights together, and they were just crazy training partners and stuff. But yeah, Pat Barry, man, he is an awesome fighter and he's a motivator. Watch when Rose comes out tonight. When they're walking out and they get to the refs inspection station, Watch what Pat does to her, man. I'm telling you, this guy, he's a motivator. Like when you get him looking at you in the face, saying the things he says, it makes you think you can go out there and kill 10,000 Persians all by yourself.
Yeah.
Nice 300 reference.
Yeah.
I think that's what that's a big part of, like you said, with Rose. She gets that confidence, and so on that fight, you're probably going for Rose, I'm sure, right? I'm going for Rose.
Oh heck yeah, I'm going for Rose. I'm going for Rose over her any day. Any day, I'll go for Rose.
Did you
over her.
hear?
She's making
Did you hear
excuses.
Zhang Willie's her excuses why she lost last fight? Did you hear what she said?
Oh, which one are you talking about? The
Which
one she
one?
did then, the
There's
one she did a
lots
few
of
months ago? Yeah.
I got a whole list of things here. So the first one, what was it? She said she was getting booed and it upset her.
Yeah.
Man, don't be
You're
because
you're a champion of the world and you can't fight because you got booed. Oh, come on. That's so lame.
Every single team and a competitor in any sport gets booed somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Getting
don't
booed.
forget she said she the fight was stopped too soon.
Yeah,
Rose
she
is
was
just gonna yeah.
Yeah, right.
She went down, yeah, like a person's gonna fall like she did because they're completely self-aware. When she got that head kick.
Exactly. And then the other excuse, she said she was in the dressing room warming up and she was watching Chris Weidman fight and she saw the leg break.
She saw
the leg break and that threw her off. She got scared and said, "Oh, I can get hurt during a fight." Come on.
Yeah. Because the other fighters didn't see that too. The other fighters don't see it all the time.
Man, if I was China, I would revoke her commie card.
Oh, and don't forget. Here's another one too. She actually blamed her camp and her. You see, she says things like, "Oh, we train in China. We're the best." Well, guess what? In order to beat Rose, you know what she did, right? She moved to America and she trains in Scottsdale with Henry Cejudo now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
They all talk about the countries like oh, my country has the best training, but anytime you want to become a champion, they always move here for some reason. They always move here.
Yep.
Hang on.
Everyone.
Guess who I just spotted? Stephen A. Smith, guys. Stephen A. Smith has got his stupid face right now talking about UFC fight tonight.
I know he's up in the arena doing the ESPN stuff in between fights.
Is he gonna talk with
Rogan?
No, he won't be doing that. There he is. Oh, he's down on the ground now. No, he'll go back up later on when the main card starts. He's just down there right now to sell the pay-per-view. That's all he's doing. But after this fight, he'll go back up on top and get back in his doghouse.
So see, guys, I can't get away from this guy. I mean, I have to put up with him with football, but now I have to put up with him for UFC.
Now, that guy he's talking to, he seems to be a pretty even kill guy from what I've heard him talking about.
Oh, he's not bad.
Sports.
He's not bad on ESPN. Yeah.
He doesn't piss me off too much.
No. He's okay. He's good. But he's not trying to, be something or be a certain way. Yeah, exactly. It's all exactly Nightwalker. Lay off the weed. That's his catchphrase. Although now I think it's okay in some sports. So
what do you think is going to happen in the Rose fight? What's your prediction?
Me?
I think
Both of you.
Oh.
Yeah. Start with Jason.
Well, Zhang Weili really likes clenching, and she really likes doing knees. Are we going to really do this? I can go too.
I'm sorry.
I can go too.
All right. No, we'll stop. Okay. She likes clinching, and she likes to be on her knees. Continue.
I didn't say on her knees. She likes to strike with her
Use her
knees.
knees. Strike her with her knees.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of
If
something else.
she can clench Rose and start, she could probably start something. But I think Rose is. I think she's a smarter fighter, and I think Rose is also a better fighter in general. But I can't even question that because I used to say Rose lacked knockout power, but she knocked out Joanna when no one else could. Valentina could knock out Joanna, and Rose did. Rose knocked out Zhang Weili, and no one did. Rose finished. She finished a lot of fighters with TKOs, and so I don't know. Maybe she got that. She went to that next level on her power.
I'm predicting another finish in the first round by Rose. Maybe not in
really.
the
That's
first 10 seconds.
I really hope that happens.
Yeah, I think the confidence is going to play a lot into that for both of them. She's going to. Zhang Weili is going to have a lack of confidence, and Rose is going to have super confidence even more than last time. I think going into this one.
You can't shake Rose. She is mentally tough. She is
Yeah,
strong in her head. She can't.
yeah.
I mean, she's just strong. You can't intimidate her, no
You
matter what you
see
do.
her at the weigh-ins, like, or the face-off. She's just like emotionless. She just looks,
Oh
stares
yeah.
down like nothing, you know.
Oh yeah, when she first fought Joanna for the first time, when Joanna was the boogie woman and no one could beat her, and she was like breaking everybody's noses and stuff. Joanna did her face up like
Yeah.
right in her face,
Yeah,
and Rose was sitting there staring at her and just like mumbling like to herself. And like she knew there's something that she knew when she went in there she was going to knock her out, and she did. And no one had ever knocked Joanna out before.
yeah.
So yeah,
That was
she's
good.
got confidence, man. And when you got Pat Barry like hyping you up like that, dude, if I was an MMA fighter, I don't care who my coach was, I would hire Pat Barry just to walk me to the cage that night.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. What do we have here?
Yeah. He's a motivator for sure. Because he's real, man. He's not fake. He's real. So now we got this fight right here with Alex Pereira. They brought him in. This is his first fight. This is his first MMA fight ever, and he came straight to the UFC to do it. He's never even fought in a cage before. This is his first time, and he's going straight to the UFC to do it. And he came here to take Israel's MMA belt from him because he already took his kickboxing belt from him. So we'll see how that plays out.
So
Did you guys see this
he's
fight?
a kickboxer, you're saying? He's coming from kickboxing?
Yeah, Pereira. See, Israel Adesanya, before he came to MMA, he was a kickboxer. And he
Right,
was one of the best in the world. He had won like I think 50 fights or something like that. And so he came to the UFC, started MMA, came to the UFC, and then of course everybody knows the story about Israel Adesanya. But before Israel came to the UFC, when in kickboxing, Alex knocked him out. So now Alex is
Okay.
coming to the UFC.
I see.
So now
Yeah, yeah.
now they're going to try to get Alex and Israel matched up in the UFC and see what happens. That's what they're trying to do. But that's who's fighting right now. Who's coming up next?
Yeah,
Yep.
And this is the last fight before the main card.
it is.
I believe that they should not be able to put any heavyweights in the prelim. Okay, at least the early prelim. That there's always going to be something good happen when you have heavyweights in the ring. Because these guys can't make it 3 rounds normally, not unless you're like a freak. So you're just throwing bombs all the way into the first and second round. Something good's going to happen probably. But at the same time, I don't think if you're under 5'4" that you should be allowed to fight in anything but the prelims.
Even Mighty Mouse?
Especially him. Yeah.
Mighty Mouse is exactly 5'3".
If you don't like
Mighty Mouse, you don't like MMA, according to Herbert Rogan or Dana White say that.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse is weird because I don't know. It's just like it was boring to watch him because his fights were so easy. But that's what made him good. So good is that no one else could just. No, he had no competition because he was so much above everybody. When he fought Ray Borg in that one title fight, and he did that flying inverted armbar, it's like you can't even practice that in the gym because if you do, you're going to hurt your training partner. You can't just practice that. You got to use a dummy or something, a training dummy. You can't do it on a person because you could seriously injure them. And if they don't, you could injure yourself if they just go with you. It's like, how do you do that? But then he did it in a title fight at the highest level and just finished it just like that. And it's like his skills are through the roof, you know.
At the
But
same
at
time,
the
he
same
had a lot of 5-round fights that were just bore fest, you know.
he did have a lot of 5-round fights. You're right, he did, but he also finished a lot of people. Remember,
Yeah,
he finished
that's true.
Henry Cejudo the first time.
Yeah.
So and so yeah, it's kind of like a two-sided thing with Mighty Mouse. Like he could be a boring fighter, or he could be exciting depending on I guess who he was fighting, you know, or how the fight was going. But you know, he's a safe fighter too. You know, like that's the reason why he had some of those 5-rounders was because he like when he fought Tim. He changed to James Krause over there at Glory MMA. Tim Elliott. When he fought Tim Elliott, he knew that Tim had the ability to beat him if he was stupid. So Mighty Mouse just won on points. So he saved his butt, fought for points, and he won. And that was a smart thing to do because Tim would have beat him if he hadn't done that. So I don't know. I think he's up there. It's just that his division was so far behind him that it made him seem like he didn't do anything special. But really, that's what made it special was that he was so far above everybody else. But I would like to see if he really wanted to challenge himself, he should have went to bantamweight and fought at 135 for a double belt That's what he should have done if he really wanted to challenge
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
Remember, before he came to the UFC, he fought at 135 before, and Dominic Cruz beat him.
Remember, guys, if you have a question, type at VonAllen Sports so I see it and I can post it up here. And you know, it doesn't have to be a question necessarily, just a comment or whatever. But make sure if you want us to see it, put the at symbol.
And it's funny, Mighty Mouse, after all he did, all those wins, he got traded for Ben Askren, right?
He got traded from Askren to one FC.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And so that proves that when Dana White said, you know, he's one of the, you gotta like him if you like UFC, or you know, it's like, yeah, right. You trade that guy, yeah, bull.
So, what do you guys think about the Edgar Marlon Chito Vera fight?
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Well, Edgar's coming off like he has 4 losses out of his last 6 fights, so I think he's on his downslope now. You know, I think he's definitely past his greatness.
Isn't it crazy that he used to fight guys in lightweight, 2 weight classes above this, and he was the champion?
He didn't really cut much weight for fights. He just
fought
weight,
natural.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I remember
sometimes he'd come in underweight.
Yeah. That was crazy. For a while, he was defending the belt too, right? It was a couple of years, I think.
I'm going for him, but I think he's going to lose.
Yeah, same here. I'm thinking he's going to get finished by like 2nd round.
It's going to be good. What do you guys think about the Covington Usman fight?
Oh man, I'm excited about that one. I've been waiting for this fight. Man, just you know it's gonna be a good fight with just the lead up stuff to it. Like, you know, some of these fights you don't even care about all the watching the press conferences and all the you know, post fight stuff or pre fight stuff, I should say. This one, man, how exciting was that the press conference?
It was good because of Colby. Like Colby said,
yeah, exactly.
He said, "Be quiet. You're throwing pay-per-views out the window. Just shut up and let me."
No, it's like Connor. Like it's not even just about the fight. It's about you got a whole experience for like a couple of weeks of cool stuff to watch. You know, that's what I love about guys like that. It brings the sport up. Even though he's talking crap and he's, you know, getting nasty with Usman, it's like, you know what? It's fun though. You know, so what? I'm going for Colby. I'm definitely going.
Yeah, me too. When Colby said he threw his game plan out the door and he fought like by the seat of his pants, he just kind of like went with the flow. He was right about that because he has never fought like that in his entire career. The way he fought Usman the last time, he never did that before. He needs to give him the Robbie Lawler treatment, the Rafael Dos Anjos treatment, you know, the Damian Maia treatment, like he does those guys. That's what he needs to do, and if he does that, he can win. But if he doesn't do that, then he's just going to be basically just playing into his game and doing whatever he wants. And that's what Colby needs to do. Hopefully he does that. But he said himself that he threw his game plan out and he's not going to do that this time. So I think he knows that too.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough fight, man.
It's another one of those. It's a hard pick, you know. I could see this going either way. I'm going for Colby, but again, like you said, for the Gansey fight, if I had to pick somebody, my life was on it, I had to put a bet on it, I had to. I would think I would say Usman probably has the slight edge to win. I think he might finish him. I don't see this fight going the distance. But
Yeah,
I hope I'm wrong though. Hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, it depends on how the fight goes. Remember, they're both elite wrestlers. In fact, they're 2 of the best wrestlers in the entire UFC in any division. And that's one of the reasons why they had a stand-up fight last time, because neither one of them wanted they didn't want to have a wrestling duel, because then it would show a hole in their wrestling game to the other fighters. I think it was like an unspoken kind of agreement that they didn't, you know, like they both knew that if they wrestled and someone outdid someone, then they said, well, if I come out on the losing end of this, then, you know, there's a chink in my armor now, you know?
Right. So you see this one going to the ground then?
I do tonight. I do. I think Colby's. Well, I'm not sure about the ground, but I think Colby's going to go high and low to wear out Usman, like he did. Like I said, he did Robbie Lawler, Dos Anjos, and Maia and those guys. What Colby does, he goes down low. He's going to take you down, but he's not really trying to take you down. He's trying to get your attention down so he can bring up and come up to fights. Then when he gets a few shots, he goes back down to your waist again, and he just wears you out because Colby has cardio for years, man. So I think that's how he's gonna win. I think that's how he's won all of his other fights, and that's what
Yeah.
got him here. So, and he said he needs to do what got him here, and
I, I
that's
hope
what he
I
does.
hope I hope I hope so. Yeah, and
The only reason it's a hard decision for me is because Usman has really improved in the last 2 years. I mean, a lot. You know, he didn't have that stand up like he showed in the last few fights. So,
And by the way,
uh,
Colby has improved too, but he
yes,
hasn't. I remember he hurt Tyron Woodley, and Tyron Woodley's known for that one punch knockout. But remember, Colby's striking has improved as well because Colby never would have been able to box like he did with Usman or Maya. He would never have been able to hold his own with Robbie Lawler on the feet like he did. Remember, Colby Covington set a record when he fought Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler is a straight striker killer,
yeah,
and
yeah,
when he stood with Robbie Lawler, it was a 3-round fight. Covington broke the UFC record for all time for any weight division of the most strikes, which is
most
like
strikes.
500.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, that was a crazy
yeah, it was
fight.
something nuts. Yeah, so Colby's been improving with his striking too.
That's
Now I
true.
won't say it's better. I'll just say that Colby has been improving as well. But I'm just going to say that he's not completely like handicapped in that way. But I do think I do agree with you a little bit in the fact that I think Usman's striking has improved more. And but I just think that if Colby does his style that got him here, he will win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Usman, I didn't like him at first, but he's growing on me. I'm not a huge fan, but he's starting to earn my respect. You know, if he keeps winning, if he wins this and keeps going, I mean, he's going to be up there with one of the greatest. I think if he keeps
Well, he
going
would
at
have
the rate
lost
he's
the last
going.
fight if he wasn't a cheater. That's why I don't
Yeah,
respect
I
him.
know that. Well, you can't really blame that on him. It was the ref that did it. And he saved himself. I mean, what are you going to do? That if so the ref stops it and you're in a troubled spot, you just go with it. So I don't really blame him.
The
You
ref
know,
the ref stopped it because he faked injuries.
right,
The ref
right.
wouldn't stop it if he didn't fake a nut shot, then the ref wouldn't have stopped it. It was a liver kick, and he
Yeah,
wouldn't if he would have actually been poked in the eye, then he wouldn't have held his other eye and faked it an eye. He just wanted breaks because he couldn't hack the pace that Colby puts on. But Colby has the highest pace of any fighter in the UFC. He puts it
yeah.
on you, and he does not slow down. He's like a machine, and people can't handle that. And Usman, that was dishonorable for him to do that. This is mixed martial arts. Martial arts is all based on honor,
You're
and
right.
he
You're
didn't
right.
have that. And I still think that Kamaru's a juicer, and I don't like him personally for a couple of reasons. One is because he claims this whole Nigerian thing. Yeah, he moved here when he was like 5, 8 years old, 6 years old, whatever it was. But he doesn't have any ties to that. Everything he has is because of America. He went to American schools. He learned how to wrestle here. He learned how to do MMA here. He grew up here. Everything he knows, he speaks. He can't even speak Nigerian. So I mean, just because his dad moved here from there. By the way, his dad's a criminal. His manager is one of the 9/11 terrorists. Who's manager Ali Abdelaziz? By the way, Ali Abdelaziz is also the manager of Gaethje and Frankie Edgar as well.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah,
Do you guys know about this? Does anyone here know the story about Ali Abdelaziz, the manager?
I don't.
I don't know it. Go ahead if you want to tell me.
Yeah, so he was a conspirator on the 9/11 attacks with the airplanes and all that. The way he's free right now is because he made a deal with the government that he would narc and squeal on the other ones for leniency. So the whole idea of them trying to destroy the Twin Towers was symbolism to destroy the Western lifestyle, being rich and famous and whatever else that we don't, capitalism, all that. And then, so after that's over with, he becomes a multimillionaire by living the American dream, in America, in our own country that he tried to destroy. That's just whatever. So
Right,
anyway, I
right.
don't like Usman for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Well, when you're talking about integrity, yeah, well, like I get what you're saying, where Usman
Played
It's not
into
even
the.
it's not about integrity. It's just him being fake. He's just fake.
Yeah.
well, playing into like the low blow and all that when it was actually a liver kick. Because
Yeah.
somebody like remember John Jones fought Anthony Smith, and John Jones did a knee to the head of Anthony Smith. All Anthony Smith would have had to do is I can't continue. He would have been the light heavyweight champion, but he actually had integrity, and that gave me a lot of respect for that dude. After that,
That's
he
exactly right.
and he earned my respect, even though he lost that fight. He could have it was like the third or fourth round. He just would have said, I can't continue. The ref was asking him if he can continue, and basically he would have handed him the belt right there. But he didn't. He
could have won it. He could have won it the Aljamain Sterling style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the worst actor ever, or is he the
Yeah.
best
Oh
actor
yeah,
ever?
yeah. You see him playing into that. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
And he couldn't even be proud that when the belt was handed to him.
It's like,
Because he
really
knew,
worth,
he know,
is
he
it really
knows.
worth it at that point? You know?
Nobody's gonna
Yeah,
respect that.
I agree. Yeah, Anthony Smith is a way different person than Marty Usman.
I wasn't a huge Anthony Smith.
Smith fan until I saw that. I was like, yeah, man, this dude, he's the real deal. He's cool, you know?
Or there's something else too. When he fought Glover Teixeira, Glover Teixeira was beating him so bad, and everybody got mad because the ref didn't stop it. Anthony was saying, "Well, if I didn't quit and give up, don't blame it on anybody. You know, that's
Right.
all on me." You know?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and make our picks for the main event.
Okay.
So I'll start off. I'm going for Colby Covington, but Colby Covington is going to knock Usman out in the second round.
Colby's gonna knock out
No.
Usman.
Yeah, you just said, but Usman, you think is going to win?
Yeah,
You think
I'll stick with that.
Okay.
I was going to switch it to a submission, but I changed it. I think he's going to surprise everybody.
That way, Colby's going to get knocked out. You're saying
No.
Colby's going to knock Usman out?
Yeah.
Okay, got ya. In the second round, I'm picking. Much as I hate to do it, Usman to win this by a finish, second or third round. Say third round. And I hope I'm wrong on this.
I want to pick Colby Covington in a third or fourth round submission. Colby has submissions. He uses them when he needs to, and I think he's gonna use it this time with his up and down, changing up and down levels. I think that's what he's gonna do.
Okay.
If he doesn't do that, then if he doesn't do it that way, then he'll do it with. See, we're making picks. I'm giving choices here. I'm gonna have to go ahead and stick with it, but if not, it'll be by a decision. He was gonna win by decision last time if they would let it go 40 more seconds.
But you are going for Colby.
Yes, I'm
Right.
absolutely going for Colby. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
He's gonna come out to Kurt Angle's theme song.
Really?
He usually does. He has been lately, last few fights.
Nice.
But no, here's the thing. No, I think Colby's going to win in third or fourth round submission out of basically just wearing out Usman, and he's going to catch him because Usman's going to be tired and just mentally beat up.
Man, that would be awesome if that happens.
Remember, Colby was the champ before. He was interim champ before, so he had the belt
exactly.
once. He knows what it's
Yeah.
like to hold that thing.
Yep. I like at the press conference Colby making fun of what Usman was wearing because you see that suit that Colby had on. They both.
Well, he was asking him where that bed sheet was.
Yeah, the bed sheet. Yeah. The difference though was Kamaru Usman thought he looked cool with the leopard print. Like Colby knows he's playing a character and looks all cheesy and stuff, but Kamaru
Usman's
Usman,
serious.
He thought that he actually looked like a stud. He's like walking out there with his tight leopard pants. It's like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Neither one of them had the right to talk about each
Yeah.
other's outfit. I was
Exactly.
like, seriously? Who cares?
Well,
I mean, they both look like idiots, to be honest with you.
Well, Colby's suit was obvious, like Roman said. Colby's suit was obviously a novelty suit,
Right,
but
exactly.
Usman came out thinking that he was actually really, truly cool.
That's true.
And he
That's
looks
true.
he looks like he would be a hooker walking on like Hollywood Boulevard.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kobe's going with the character. You can tell he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
But Usman actually was like, "Oh, I look good."
Yeah.
But those
Yeah.
pants look like a women's
It
pajamas.
did.
You know, or
It
something.
did. It's ridiculous.
Something Roseanne would wear.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's wrap this up because it's about to
Okay.
start.
So
Our
you
other
wanna-
picks, the
other
main card
picks?
picks.
Okay.
So
go.
Rose versus Weili.
I'll go first. I pick Rose by third round TKO or fifth round. I'm going to pick Rose by fifth round decision.
I'm picking Rose knockout first round again.
Awesome.
Rose knockout third round
Cool.
by kick.
And we're all going for Rose. So yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm
going
just
for
trying to
Rose.
mix it up here. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's probably not going to happen, but we didn't know if
Next
Batman
fight.
was going to do that today, did we?
Yeah.
So.
We got Frankie Edgar, Marlon Vera. What's your pick on that, Æron?
Vera.
How
I
and
think-
when?
Yeah. How and when?
Decision.
Okay, I think Frankie's going to go back to his old school style, and I think he's going to ground and pound Marlon Vera into a TKO in the second round.
I hope that happens. I'm going for Frankie, but I don't.
Now,
know.
the fact that I'm picking Frankie does not mean I think Marlon Vera is serious, and Marlon Vera can beat anyone any night, even in the top 5. I just think that Frankie's going to use his old style, and I don't think Marlon's used to that. Marlon hasn't fought many guys that fight like that, and I think it's going to surprise him. That's the reason why I say that.
More thinking about it more, I think it's going to go the distance. I think Marlon Vera is going to win by decision. Now that I think about it, so I got Marlon
that would
Vera,
not surprise me
decision.
at all.
So,
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Regardless of Frankie's bunch of losses, he's a pretty tough guy. So yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. Then we got Shane Burgos, Billy Quarantillo.
Billy Quarantillo by decision. Even though it's going to be a great fight, when I say decision, I don't mean it's going to be a boring decision. I think it's going to be an exciting decision, and then they're going to be 2 tough zombies beating the crap out of each other for 3 rounds.
Right. I'm going to go Billy by a TKO in the second round.
Billy decision.
Okay, and then the first fight of the night, Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler. Sorry, guys, I got caught up on his. I couldn't pronounce it right. My bad. I'm gonna pick Michael Chandler by wild swinging knockout TKO in the second round.
I'm actually going with the same exact as that. A TKO in the second round by Chandler.
Wild punching for the. Hey, speaking of Anthony Smith, he's right there at the desk right now with Megan O'Leary and Chael Sonnen.
Nice.
Okay. This fight has all the makings of a boring, useless fight. This one.
What fight?
This one.
Chandler and Gaethje?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. You watch. You watch. Nothing will happen. Nothing of consequence. Nothing interesting will happen. Just watch.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. Even if it goes to a decision, it's not going to be nothing of consequence. I can tell you that.
0 chance of that. Can't happen.
How many Justin Gaethje and Chandler fights have you watched?
We watched them all.
Dude, you can't possibly say unless they both. Maybe if they both get timid because they're afraid to make a mistake, but these guys don't do that.
We're not talking about Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley, he can make Conor McGregor have a boring fight, but that's not who it is.
Tyquill Woodley.
I think that after I watched Gaethje and the terrorist, what's his face, Khabib Nurmagomedov, say that fast 3 times, but I don't know. It was a boring fight. All those fights are boring.
Well, that's because Khabib made it boring.
Yeah.
But how about this, guys? We gotta let the people who are watching right now, let them know that we're going to be back here after the fights are over, post show, to talk about everything.
Talk about all the fights.
We're going to give results and talk about everything. So come back here right after the fights. Right after that final fight is over, Bruce Buffer reads the announcements, and after the final Octagon interview, join us right back here.
All right.
See
you guys later tonight.
Mental MMA, VonAllen Sports.
VonAllen Sports.